Good afternoon and welcome to my Saturday, and what a rainy Saturday it is. Sky is looking like that, i.e. completely overcast. So it's a gig day today. I've still got quite a few gigs in September. It starts to thin down a lot, well, quite a bit in October. November I have 3 in the whole of November. December I've literally got 1 in the book. I've got nothing so far for January, February, 1 in March, and then it'll pick up again. It's quite likely I will have gigs in those months, but they just haven't come in yet. So my music work, if you're new, it really is clumped around sort of May to end of October. Really, that's my busiest period. Anyway, my daughter's out today. I've got a gig today. That's what I started off with, wasn't it? And then I went on a tangent. I've got a gig today. It's in Maesteg in South Wales. I'll put that on the screen. Whenever I say Welsh words, I try and remember to put it on the screen because I think it just doesn't go in to people, like the sound of it, if you're not accustomed to it, I think. This is what I've been told anyway, by people in America commenting. They're just saying they just can't hear it. Could I write it on the screen? So that's what I do. Maesteg. It's a wedding, I do believe, wedding Kaylee with the Kaylee band, and we are allowing only 1 hour to get there, which will be more than it'll take, I think. It's usually a conservative overestimate with travel time, so it's like half what some of the journeys have been recently, so that's a bit of a relief. I don't have to go till 5:30 today, so I get more of my Saturday. And I'm having it to myself because my daughter is out again. She's gone back off to Cardiff for the day with an old college friend again. She is moving very soon. She's permitted me to use the screenshot. I'm going to go over to one side because, do you know what? I'm going to put the screenshot up here. So this is my widget that I've got on my phone, my County Downey app. Look, 6 days. Only 6 days until she moves out. That's a beautiful photo, isn't it? I asked her permission if I could use it and she said yes. It's her doing her self-portrait that she did. You may notice she has an eyebrow ring now. Yes, I find out about these things when she comes home with them. I'm sure that's normal. She's got a few tattoos as well. And also, here's the other screenshot. Now, this isn't anybody you know, it's just one of those sort of stock images, but this is when my term starts. 16 days. And I'm back at uni. It's so exciting. A fresh new start. You know, it's absolutely lovely. I can take that off now. It's absolutely lovely studying the subject that I already do for work, because as I'm learning it, it's so relatable because I relate it to what I'm already doing, and then I can implement improvements as I go. You know, it's lovely retraining after all these decades of already doing it professionally anyway. I highly recommend. I do wish that people that are self-employed could have like a half a day a week of school for their specific topic where they go with the other people that do the same thing. It's great for networking. And you don't feel so alone with it, because when you're a freelancer, you could maybe feel a little bit alone with like the weight of responsibility of it on your own shoulders. So I think it would be so nice if we could all have half a day or 1 day a week of school for our professions if we're self-employed. I think that would be lovely. It's a bit of a daydream. Oh! I did this same thing yesterday. I was standing here and got myself hot from talking. Can you believe it? I got up quite late today. When I did, it was like 9:30 or something. I put the dishwasher on, so that's nice and clean for another day. Did the laundry load. That's all that is. I didn't have loads to do, but there's a reason why I decided to do them all now and get it done. And that's basically because my daughter's big pack starts tomorrow, and I think it's going to be ongoing for some days. But I wanted to clear all my laundry off the sort of list until after she's left, so that she can have priority with the washing and drying facilities, because she's going to have to start paying for her laundry once she gets there. So I think she's going to probably want to go with as many clean clothes as possible and not be taking dirty. So that's why I've done that. The radiator's not on though. It's not quite cold enough. It was on first thing this morning, but it soon warmed up. Speaking of linen and stuff, there's a package there that she's bought for herself, and I think it's bedding. I said, do you mind if I show it once you open it? And she said, you can open it on camera. I don't mind, she said. Woohoo! It's quite heavy actually. I should have remembered because I went and got it when it was delivered this morning. So let's have a little look and see what she's chosen. I don't think she really needed it because she could have just used double bedding from the house, but she wanted something fresh and new. I don't blame her. Right, let's have a look then. From Urban Outfitters, apparently. No way. No way. I can't believe she's brought that design, because it's a sort of pattern I would wear. And for years, like not recently, but you know, when she was still at that age where I would take her clothes shopping and she'd choose the clothes and I'd buy them, like I'd be holding up things like this and say, oh, how about this? I really think that looks really cool. And she said, oh no, look, animal print is just not my thing. But obviously she's done a bit of a turnaround there. Cool. Well, there we are. I am frankly amazed that she's chosen those, but good on her. I'll go and pop those, just the whole package, on her bed, because that's where I always put any parcels that come for her. So when she comes home, that's generally where she gravitates towards. She goes and chills out on her bed. Right, I'll take them. Well, that was a surprise. Right, that's that done. Now I've got a little job I need to do now. I don't normally do it on camera. I do it about once every 2 weeks usually, maybe a little more often, maybe once a week. I'm not sure. It depends on how much writing I do. Right, I need to open this drawer. It's my hoard of inks. Every time I change my inks, I go for a different colour. So recently I've been using deep magenta, so I'm not going to have that this time. I love the turquoise, but I have got that in my Parker pen. So I'm going to keep that for the Parker pen only because I like to, you know, use different colour inks sometimes for things. Got a Kelly green. I'm not feeling Kelly green. Orange. Yeah, I'm going to go for orange. I've also got Oxblood as well. Oxblood, this is different to the others because if you try and use a highlighter pen over it, no matter how dried it is, it smudges and it puts ink on the highlighter pen nib. So you have to highlight through with a colouring pencil or something. I'm blowing that on purpose, but as you can see, I do like to highlight through when I've done my tasks because it just keeps me so motivated to carry on and keep going and keep focused. I do like using fountain pen and fountain pen inks, you know, it makes me happy. I kind of went back to it a few years ago, although it was something I definitely did a lot of, you know, even in my early 20s, and I just kind of forgot about them for a while. I'm not fussy about flushing all the purple out first. I don't mind if a little bit goes in there and it just makes a whole new colour, doesn't it? Oh, there's a tiny bit left. Oh, I don't care. These are about £8, I think. This is a Lamy pan. They're different cartridges, you know. Parker are different to the standard ones. I think this is more like a standard one, but don't quote me on that. So you just then screw it back up then, you see. Ta-da! I think I'm getting ink on my fingers doing this now. That looks a bit bubbly. Why is that so bubbly? Oh, there's enough in there. It'll do. I'm sure blotting paper still exists. Well, I've never seen any, and I just use a tissue basically. But I remember using blotting paper. I think part of the reason I love using fountain pen is because it's what I started with in school. Although we didn't have the ink wells then, we had ink cartridges or fillers like that. I had a really old-fashioned Bolton pen and it had a little lever on the side. It had belonged to an older relative who died and it ended up in my possession somehow, and I thought that was an incredibly cool thing to be writing with because it was kind of keeping her memory alive, and also it was antique and very functional. And I bent the nib and only I could use it. It suited to my very particular angle that I used, but the bulb inside the rubber bulb perished eventually because it was real rubber. I don't know how old it was. There we are. I'm gradually using up all my daughter's discarded notebooks that just have a few pages left in them. I'm a bit off centre, aren't I? Sorry about that. This is supposed to, this thing is supposed to be for a mouse, but I much prefer it like for there. I don't know why. I use a lot of shortcut keys when I'm editing and I just keep that rested on there. It's nice and comfy. I don't feel I need to have one for my mouse hand. It's some time later. I've been sitting here trying to fathom how am I going to digitise my sheet music collection on a band by band basis. And I've been trying to figure stuff out. Apps are costing a lot of money, but I already use GoodNotes. That's what this app is that I've got here that I use. This is a folk band trio set, for example. I have a lot of stuff in here. And I've been messing around and I've discovered that if you just hit the magnifying glass, you can search by title. So let's say Fiesta, for example, by the Pogues. I've got some notes on that. So that's just where it's found it in the contents page, but here, you just click it and boom, you're there, because what I want is to scan everything in to different folders according to which band it is, be on stage and be able to just search, find it, because currently I'm bringing a bag full of folders around to every gig and I hardly need to look at it, it's just for reference. So that's a real breakthrough. So I'm going to spend some time off camera now scanning in with my iPad, because I can do it from photos, and just making a start really on digitising all the music for my Cayley band that I'm out with tonight. And I don't think that there's going to be any way I'll get it all done in time for tonight, so probably end up bringing my folders tonight, but I'm going to make a start. I'm going to designate some time to it. And I hope that's useful to you, not just for sheet music, but if you've got anything that you've got like loads of sheets of, you'd like to scan in somewhere and get them just up at the press of a button. Because, flipping heck, my cellar is full of sheet music from age 9 and up. Probably before, because I played the recorder before the flute. And I can't just chuck it all out because there might be some gems in there. There might be some handwritten original compositions of my own and other people's and all sorts of things, you know. It's just finding the time, isn't it, out of your busy day when you've got to always prioritise what's most urgent or most important all the time. And a number of things just always get left. So let's not feel bad about having hordes of stuff. That's what I say. Don't feel guilty. Life is what life is. And I think often it doesn't happen until we're forced to do it, like if we're moving house or something. Oh, goodness. I feel very positive about that. Good Notes isn't free. It costs me £10 a year. But I know that like just the normal Notes app is pretty good, and I wonder if it's worth having a look in there to see if it will do something similar. I'm just going to use Good Notes because it's what I already use and I love it. I wish I'd made the one-time purchase for £30. It was that or £10 a year, and I thought, well, I'll give it a year and then I'll see if I like it or not, and then I'll go for the £30 if I want to use it forever. And it came to a year on, and there wasn't that option anymore. It was just the annual one, and so I'm just worried now they're just going to put the price up and up and up once I've become dependent on it. That's the problem with these subscription services, isn't it? Anyway, right, I'm going to go do some digitising. Yeah, not so sure I want to go out in this later. There's a river running down my street right now. Oh. Well, this is my little workstation where I've been for the past while, getting on industriously with my digitalisation project. It is a bit of a tedious and slow job, but it's going to be really, really, really worth it. But you know that search function? It doesn't seem to work with the baked-in text that you scanned in on the original document, hence I've had to just rewrite the title. I mean, it's quite fun to do. I don't mind. I enjoy using my stylus. That's a page 2, so that's fine. Yeah, so it's going to be good once it's done. It's going to save me a lot of weight. I definitely think I really, really should invest in an A4 tablet. I really wanted an iPad, but they're so expensive, aren't they? I'm going to see what tablets will be compatible with my Good Notes app that I use in my Apple iPad, because I just want them to all sync, you see. That's a real big priority. If anyone's got any recommendations of a cheaper tablet that's A4 size that I can put on a music stand, use with a Bluetooth foot pedal to change the pages. Flick, flick, flick. I'd like to be able to see 2 at once, you see. This is what I'm accustomed to, being a plain old sheet music reader. I don't like to only see 1 at a time. I like to see what's coming up next, in advance, flick my eye over a bit and not be surprised with a sudden turn. I'm going to stop and have a little snack shortly. Here's my snack, 2 crumpets and a bit of mackerel. Gotta love crumpets and Marmite, haven't you? Food has been eaten. I'm going to get myself showered and changed and packed and ready to leave for my gig now. Here we go, by popular request. The outfit of the day, and I've actually got the right footwear on, and I'm not saying, oh, I'll be changing out of my sandals. I'm changed out of them. I've got 30 minutes to go before I need to leave. I'm going to make sure it's a frame. Normally I look at here and then I don't notice the little gimbal's wandering off, but anyway, I'm keeping an eye on him today. You keep still, you gimbal. Yes, I can't remember what I was saying now. Oh yeah, I'm going to make myself a sippy cup of tea to take in the car. I'm slightly parched, but I'm saving myself for it. Something to look forward to, isn't it? And yeah, pack everything up and get ready to go. I've got the boys' apples ready for them as usual. I asked them if they wanted any, and Mick very specifically asked for 6, so I've given them both 6 each. And they don't have to fight then, do they, over who's getting the most? We are coming towards Maesteg. I got the camera out to show you the rainbow, which is now promptly disappeared. We're going down a dark, dark lane. I said, is it my steg or your steg? And we decided to share it, didn't we? And we're going to call it our steg. Just past another car. Going over a little bridge through a big puddle. Do you like my commentary? Here we go, splosh. There's a blinds shop there. I have a friend who always used to say, if it wasn't for blinds, it'd be curtains for all of us. There's a thing of interest over there, which you can't see very well, but maybe I'll manage to get out and film, depending on whether the weather stays dry. It's a thatched thingy.
This is it.
Oh, oh my gosh, we're playing somewhere thatched.
No parking, thank you.
Well, hopefully there's parking for us. We're just setting up. Here's our little area here. The room is being cleared currently. Just thought I'd give you a shot out the back actually, because it's relatively empty at the moment. Look at that view, look at that view. So this room where we're going to be playing now, there's a huge glass window, huge. Whoop. And you can just see from floor to ceiling this beautiful, beautiful view. So right, I'm going to head back in now. Yeah, we're just sort of getting on with setup really. Our food shakes were starting to set in. It's been a bit of a while since I ate. We're all ready to go in 5 minutes. I'm just having a quick bite to eat before we do that. I quite like these. This is kind of what the room looks like. Well, it's the interval. We've played for about an hour and a half, I think, by now. I've lost track a little bit. But we're in there. You can't see it because it's dark, but it's got a beautiful thatched roof, actually. Right opposite, there's a church with a huge graveyard, actually. It goes on and on round the corner as well. Oh, it's getting a bit chilly. I've got my fluffy thing on again. Oh. We have a little walk in the graveyard in the dark. Gosh, they're crammed in, aren't they? Really, really squeezed in. These graves. So I don't think I can get very far in without being plunged into pitch darkness, actually. Yeah, it seems to be going really, really well. We were just about to start explaining another dance and the buffet was served. We didn't realise it was going to be because we weren't privy to the schedule. But anyway, Mick decided to postpone that one and have another go later once they've all had a bit of a feed. So I've eaten some pasty already. Well, I've eaten the whole pasty, so I might get some picky bits from the buffet, little supplementary nibbles maybe. Yeah, I'm just going to wait for the queue to go down a little bit first. So I shall head back out. This is the thing now, once the nights start drawing in, I come to these really, really beautiful places and then I can't see them because it's dark. That's where we're playing, in there, that pub there. You can't see the thatched roof though, unfortunately, because of the darkness. Oh ho ho! My restraint might have slightly gone out of the window. Gone for quite a lot of salad, mac and cheese just to taste, some pesto salad, olives. Oh, my mouth's watering looking at the olives. There's some Mediterranean vegetables with halloumi, I think, there as well. I'm about to tuck in. Sel says it's excellent food. It's time for a cake. Look, and Hugh has procured me a cup of tea, and it's a fancy one. Look, there's a biscuit and everything. Oh, thank you, Hugh. I'm back home. It's just coming to 20 to 1 in the morning. Well, so much for it being an hour's drive back. There was a road closure, wasn't there? I think there might have been an accident, I'm not sure. There was like road closure signs and then a police vehicle blocking off the entrance of it, all diagonally in the road. So yeah, I don't know what happened there, but it didn't look very good. Oh, I'm tired now. It went really, really, really well. This is what the groom said. See, what they do is the bride and groom tend to come up to the band at the end of the night and they thank us, you know. And he said, it's everything we needed. You were perfect. So there we go. More happy customers. It really never gets old, honestly. It's lovely to see all ages mixing together and just having a blast and laughing their heads off and just really enjoying mixing together. I love it. I had to put you on a tripod. My arm was aching already. It's because I'm a bit tired. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Good night.